name is Gayle Danley, and I am a slam poet and a veteran teaching artist. I have lots of poetry for you. I really hope you enjoy it. And most of all, I hope that this is an opportunity for you to get some writing done and to get even more in touch with some of your thoughts and some of your feelings. So, welcome to the innovation of you. They say, can you purchase a package of hot dogs with your poetry? They say, do verses keep your lights on? How many stanzas keeps Verizon off your back? They say, you know the bank is hiring. I say, boy, don't you waste that Captain Crunch. That's a half poem dog paddling in that milk. Low fat. I say, Jamaica, here we come. I say, I'm going to buy a mansion for Christmas this year. I say, the book sold thousands. I say, I've got 10 shows this month. I deserve a little reggae man vacation. They say, what is it that you do? I mean, can you loan me a simile, Miss Gayle? Does personification weigh as much as a pound of nectarines? They say, how many lines does it take to make a heartbeat? These words bought all my houses, no blinds on the windows. My tank overflowing with premium gas. My belly stuffed and smiling. I am rich as long as I am writing. You are rich with every word you dare write. Don't forget, all those benefits spilling like warm blue water from my black pen. When you write, y'all, it is almost like a meditation. I mean, it's either a meditation or a party. It just depends on how you look at it. I guess some days it's both, right? Some days all you can do is grab your pen and get to some paper and get maybe some difficult feelings down. Maybe you've lost somebody special. Or maybe you just had a birthday party and everybody came with their mask on and you are so excited that you just want to write it down. And that's what this is for, right? This is to be your best friend. This is to be your 3 a.m. partner, your buddy, whenever you need it, whenever you are feeling alone, frustrated, ecstatic, thrilled, confused. This is here to catch you. And it has really, y'all, over these 30 years that I have been writing and sharing and teaching it, it has become, I mean, I'm kind of scared to admit it, but it's become my life. That and all this pizza I've been eating since March 2020. Anyway, let's do another poem. I don't know what the title of this one is. Maybe you can give it a title. I'm not so good at titling. When I am alone, it is beautiful. The world whispers so I can feel quiet, dapple on my shoulders. Freckles. I am not alone enough. Always there is sound, jangling like hoop earrings. Always there are horns and sirens and gossipy birds with the latest news. A computer sticking her tongue out at me, another Zoom to do. Even sunrise is noisy, scraping her nails against my bedroom window, alone. is so beautiful now that I am older. No thought, not even poetry, no hum, just this air on tiptoes, my breath on hold, sound dying. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Like, here I am, right? A lucky person. Yay. Yay, Miss Gayle, lucky, right? To make my living with my writing. I mean, who does that, right? Me and Drake, me and the baby, right? It's wonderful to make my living with my writing. But sometimes I just want to be by myself. I am the kind of writer who gets most of her inspiration. 98.5% of my poetry comes from my life. It comes from observing others. It comes from observing myself. It comes from asking myself, like my Aunt Ruth used to do, well, how you really feeling, Gayle? But I tell you what, full disclosure, there are times when I just want to run away and be by myself. And it's okay if I don't get any poems that day because I got some quiet. I got some peace. I have a good idea. May I invite you to break out your new notebook? Don't tell me you don't have one. Get over to the dollar store, not Family Dollar. They just lie and say they're a dollar. Get to a real dollar store. Take your $1.05 and get you a notebook. They got purple, they got green, they got the black and white with the little squiggly spots. And start writing your life down. Your life is special. Nobody can write your life like you. Nobody loves your life like you. Not even your mama. Your mama busy loving her own life. Write it down. And you notice, listen, I didn't say anything about writing something perfect, right? Because that's not what this party is about. It's about getting all of this stuff that gets packed up inside of us out. And sometimes that out comes out so pretty. Sometimes I can look at these roses here. Good friend of mine brought me roses on Easter, and I can say her skin is soft as rose petals, right? And I can write that down. Or I can say my paper is thin as the hands of a rose, right? It's all around us. All the inspiration you need, everything you need to write a poem from your soul is right there where you are. And sometimes it even smells good. And sometimes it doesn't, right? Sometimes life hands you this side of the rose. Hello. And you have to figure out how to get out of bed, how to go on. Poetry can help you with that too. Let me see what I have for you. Something from one of them days where it was tough to get up. How about this one? This one is about my mama, but it's probably about your mama too. It says it's Saturday, and I'm at Kessler's with mama. Kessler's is like a Walmart. My mama, Minnie Lucille Elliott Danley, my sweet little tomboyish football playing, Grady Hospital working, knee-high wearing, graying at the edges, broad shoulder cooking, no man loving since my daddy left. Mama, and it's Saturday. And we are two Black women treating ourselves with a funky, cheap shopping spree. Kitchen curtains, we agree. We need some kitchen curtains. We need some cloth with flowers to hide the times. We want to be Black. We want to be naked. We want to be stinking on Sunday mornings playing hooky from the Lord. And it's Saturday morning at Kessler's. And a nice grandmama in soft shoes is showing us lots of frilly stuff, yellow curtains, toilet covers, throw rugs from 1972, pink window treatments, and I'm kind of getting into it. I'm kind of like thinking over like how would the white sheers balance with the yellow blinds. Kessler's used to sell them that way. When the music starts to play over the loudspeakers and above the mothers spanking their babies and telling them, no, don't touch it, I hear slow dancing, swaying to the music. And the music is melting all over the sweaty shoppers, but I'm still looking at the curtains, right? So I'm reaching for my mama's hand, and she is gone. She is gone. In the white man's voice, slow dancing, just me and my girl, my mama, Lucille Elliott Danley, becoming a time when the possibility of a man's love is all over her face. Remembering when she used to sweat out her afro, throw a spade to cut an ace to pieces. Remembering Sam Cooke and a strong Black hand holding the rent money. Remembering love before the 3 nappy-headed children, before the bunion feet. Recalling those days when her pick was full of hair, and so was her head. My mama swayed, and I had to let her go. Right there in Kessler's, because it's Saturday, and kitchen curtains can wait. And mama's memories come to take her off bunion feet. And 20 years of days dancing with no kisses at night. As I share that with you, did you notice, y'all, I had little moments where I had to pause because some of those lines, oh, they're fun, they're fun. They've got the music, right? They still kind of, they hit different. They hit different now that I really had to let mama go back in 2017, the big letting go. And so I bet you've done some letting go yourself. But I have a question for you. Did you write about it? Did you freeze that moment where you had to say goodbye? Did you freeze it in words like a cold, cold popsicle? Or did you just let it melt away? When you pull up the courage to write about something painful, like losing someone special, not only are you really helping yourself, but you're helping anybody who you choose to share that writing with, because they are going to listen to you and you're going to clap when you're finished, or maybe give some snaps. And what those snaps will say is, I felt that. I lost my mama too. I lost my daddy too. I lost my sister. I lost my cat. And so the harder a poem is to write, oh my goodness, y'all, I never thought about it like this before. The harder a poem is to write, the more important it is to write it. And the more innovative you are being because you're taking a risk. And most people don't take risks, right? They stay safe. They stay safe. They don't taste that new food. I don't know what that is. I don't want to write that poem. I don't know how I'll feel. I don't want to go to that new place. What if it's scary? What if nobody likes me? What if things don't work out? Between you and me, whenever you take one of those good risks, I'm not talking about the risk where you're doing something you know you got no business doing. I'm talking about the good risk, right? Whenever you take a risk, you grow. And you fall in love with yourself more and more because you start to see yourself as the innovator that you are. It's innovative. It's innovative to be yourself. It's creative to write your life down. It's risky and it's scary and it's wonderful. I want you to take a few minutes. I want you to grab your clean sheet of paper from your gorgeous notebook that you got from dollar store. And at the top of the page, I want you to write 2 words, just 2 words for me. You ready for them? That day. That day. And I want you to take just a few minutes, I mean, you're not trying to write an encyclopedia here, just take about 5 minutes. I want you to, close your eyes, just relax, step away from your computer, from your busy world for a second, close your eyes. And I want you to think back on a day from your life that you'll never forget. It was special. It was difficult. It was fabulous. Whatever it was, I want you to pick just one day from your life, go to the top of the page, write the words that day, and then I want you to describe what happened that day. I took that day that I went shopping with my mama, oh, so long ago, right? And I described everything, the music, the curtains, reaching for her arm, the mamas spanking their babies, everything. Because here we go, right? We're talking about innovation. We're talking about risk. We're talking about trying new things, right? Teachers, you too. We all need to try some new things, right? Especially during the pandemic, because everything looks the same. All the days look the same. I woke up this morning. The only reason I knew it was Monday is because I had memorized that this is the day that I was going to come and be with you. I was going to come and share with you. That's the only reason I knew it was Monday. So it's very important during these days of quarantine to be innovative, to do things that mark the days, that make you excited, that make you scared, that make you want to jump out of bed every morning because you have got something wonderful to do. Now, the whole day might not be wonderful. It might just be from 5 until 6 o'clock. That is grand. That's okay. That's okay. From 5 to 6 o'clock, you be grand. You be smiling. You be excited. You do some writing. Did you take one of your special memories? Go to the top of the page and write those 2 words, that day, and then take one of your days from your life, from your real life. I'm not talking about your next door neighbor's life. Your life. Your life. I'm pointing at me. Your life. And describe it in detail. What happened? Where'd you go? What did you hear? What did you smell? What did you taste? And most importantly, how did you feel? How did you feel? And just write. Just write. Just write until your hand cramps up and then write a few more sentences after that. I'm having a good time. I hope you all are having fun. It's fun. Being with you is fun. Teaching what I know is fun. Let's see what we got. I got a poem that I sing because it rhymes. You do know that your favorite song started as a poem, whether it was a rap, maybe it was Megan Thee Stallion, or maybe it was a song, a Taylor Swift that you like to sing when it comes on the radio and it makes you feel all cute when you pull up to the light, you're winking at folks in the next car, right? All of our favorite songs started as poems. So, my poem for you. You can snap with me a little bit. We can jam out together. It's called New Shoes. Finally, right? Miss Gayle got a poem with a title called New Shoes. You ready? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Da 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 da. My hair ain't been combed since I was born, and this t-shirt I'm wearing is dirty and torn. I ain't got a pencil or a crayon I can use, but at least I can kick it. My new shoes, I ain't seen mama since the 15th of the month. I don't know where she went to, but I sure could use some lunch. The rent ain't been paid because my Nikes took the money, but it's worth it. I look good. And ain't nothing ever funny. I got 10 cavities in my 5-year-old teeth. Doctor say it's all the sugar I eat. Well, I ain't got the food I'm supposed to chew, but I got new shoes, new. Nobody home when I get there. So I watch my TV, I just sit and stare. I tried to take the food home from the lunch at school so I can have some dinner, not starve like a fool. I'm gonna take my sneakers on a trip up the block. I'm gonna find my mama in these bad shoes that I've got. When I feel lonely, I got my shoes. When I feel empty, I got my shoes. My stomach is growling and it's hard for me to think. But I got me some new sneakers with a jamming light that blinks. I got my shoes. I got my shoes. They are white, black, and blue. I got my shoes. Don't you wish you had some too? I got my shoes, I got my shoes, I got my shoes, I got my life, I got my poem, I got my heart, I got my shoes, I got my shoes, I got my shoes. I got my shoes. Look at that. Look at you. Were you jamming with me? I was having such a good time because poetry can be fun, right? That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I've said it very clearly, y'all. Poetry is like a roller coaster. It can be all over the place. Fun, sad, excited, suspenseful, all of those things. A rap, a blues song, all of those things. And you know what makes it really special, y'all? Really, 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 really special? Is that it's all yours. It's all you. Nobody gets to tell you that it's wrong because it's you, right? And just like you are special, just like every inch of you is wonderful and important and gorgeous, so is anything that flows out of your pencil. So are your words. Even when they don't sound good, they're still beautiful. Let us see what else Miss Gayle. Uh-oh. Almost dropped my notebook. I got so many notebooks. But I've dedicated my life to it. You know what though? Let's back up. When you go over to the dollar store to get your book, go ahead and get two or three of them. Because what's gonna happen is this writing thing is gonna start getting good to you. You're gonna start needing it. You're gonna start listen. I'm not making this up. I'm telling you what I know. You're gonna start waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and looking for your pen. It's like being bit by a little mosquito, right? At the moment when the mosquito bites you, you don't even feel it. But later on, you're just scratching and scratching because it's just itching. That is what is going to happen to you once you write your first poem. That day poem, I guarantee you, once you write it, it's just you're gonna be bit by the bug. And you're gonna be itching for it. Ooh, where's my pen? Ooh, where's my paper? Ooh, it's time. Ooh, I have a new idea. Ooh, 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 ooh. You're gonna become an ooh monster. Trust me. I know. Stereotypes are like lint. They cling to your clothes relentlessly unless you pluck them off. Then they fall to the floor and get trampled. All I see when I look at this boy are his earrings, fake diamonds that hide from the light, his hair cut close to the skull, pimples dotting his face like semicolons. Ooh, did you hear that simile? Let me do it again. Pimples dot his face like semicolons. That like is what makes it a simile. He reads his poem, Six Stepmamas in line 1, Dad out of jail, line 3, back in line 5, fake diamonds lack clarity, color, and cut. But this boy is clear when I say, baby, baby, there's a good chance you're going to walk in your daddy's shoes. Step carefully. And he says, no. That's my daddy's story. My story has a different ending, Miss Gayle. Line 10. Sharp as glass, he flings his backpack onto himself, ducking a bit to dodge the claw of my assumptions. Holds his head high, struts past blue lockers that look just like the sky. Blue, hopeful, no limits. Don't you love that last line? Blue, hopeful, no limits. Isn't that funny how we look at people sometimes, or we hear people's stories and we figure we know them, right? And sometimes we close the book on them based on the story. We just close the book. We say, that's it. I know how this is going to turn out. No need to read it. Man, we miss out. We miss out so much every time we do that. Every time we assume that somebody is a certain way because of the way they smell, because of the way they walk, because of the way they wear their hair, because of the way they talk, because of the dress, the shirt, the shoes that they have on. We say, oh, I know you. And then we don't take the time to really get to know them. And listen, y'all, I think that's really it's an unhelpful thing to do as a poet, right? Because you need life. Y'all hear my loud son. You need life, right? You need to be inspired and open to life in order to write well. If you walking around going, oh, I know what that is. I know how that's going to end up. I know how that tastes. I know how that feels. And not exploring, not being open to different tastes, different feels, different thoughts, different jackets. I hadn't worn this jacket in a long time. I put it on and look at it there. Nice and blue. Be open. Because then that opens your writing up. I'm going to go back to this rose I showed you. Look here. Look here, teachers. Got one rose that's all closed up. That's some of y'all. And me at times, closed. Right? Don't talk to Miss Gayle about getting on an airplane. I just close way up. But then you got the other rose that's wide open. And I think that the one that is wide open is the prettiest, right? Because it's offering itself to me. This one's all tight and closed up like a little Cheeto. And this one is moist and soft. I can barely smell this one. This one is afraid. So we're not having this one. This is the old you. Put this one up. And this is the beautiful you. Beautiful me, right? Open to life, open to experiences, open to trying new things. Open is innovative. How you gonna be innovative and you ain't willing to be open? Right? Innovative is being willing to look at something that's not working or something that's only working in a certain way and reimagining what it could be. And that's what poets do. We reimagine. How could this be? How could this feel? I wonder how that could sound. I wonder if I throw a little extra salt, how will that taste? That's what poets do. I'm gonna put my rose up. I hope you all are enjoying this. I hope you're learning something. I'm learning something, right? I'm learning how hot this little light is. My goodness, it's a little hot. So I wanna pause here for a second, and I want to think about what questions you might be having at this point. And I want to share with you my 4-step writing process. And maybe this will help answer some of your questions, right? Like, what do I write about? How do I get started? Okay, once I get started, where do I go from there? How do I make the writing better? How do I know when I'm finished? So I have a 4-step writing process, and I'm going to give it to you slowly so you can write it down. You ready? Step 1. This answers the question, what do I write about? Step 1 is to reach inside of you and pull out one of your stories that day when everything went right or everything went wrong. And you're going to write it down. So step 1 is ring. W, not like ringing like the bell, but ring like when you're wringing out a wet washcloth. Step 1 is ring. That's what you're going to do with your words that are inside of you. You're going to take them and you're going to, and excuse what I'm about to say, you're going to spit them out. You're going to spit like when you eat those sunflower seeds and you know you can't swallow the shell, but you like that little tiny little piece inside, right? You know how you take your teeth and you separate out and you spit out the shell. Step 1 is to spit out the words. So the words that are inside of you, when you think about something powerful that you've been through, you're going to spit them out onto your paper. You're just going to write and write. I call it ringing, W-R-I-N-G. You're going to ring and ring and ring and ring until you look up and you have wrung out 3 or 4 pages writing about your experience. That is step 1. That's how I get started. Sometimes like I'll be driving around the city or wherever, and I'll have a memory. You know how memories just jump up on you? All of a sudden, sometimes I'll have a memory. And if that memory keeps coming back, like that memory of me and mama going shopping that day, if it keeps coming back, I know I got to write it down. It might not turn into a poem, but it might. But it certainly is not going to turn into a poem if I don't write it down. That's for sure. So step one is to ring. Step two is to fling. That's when you get rid of all the extra words that you don't need. So in step one, you were writing everything, and that's what you should do because that's the instruction. Write everything down, all of it, all of it. What color was it? What smell was it? What sound was it? Step two, fling, F-L-I-N-G, fling. That's when you get rid of the extra words. So let me see if I can show you. See that? See how Miss Gayle has all those gorgeous words, but every now and then you see a little line through something I didn't need. I call that flinging. It's like flinging a word off of your paper that you don't need. Fling. And what'll happen, y'all, you don't have to worry about how do I write a poem, because if you go through these steps, you're gonna have yourself a poem, right? All right, so step one is to ring. Step two is to fling, get rid of extra words, draw a little line through. Step three, one of my favorites, is to bling. Ooh, that's when the writing gets good. That's when you get rid of a word like you can get rid of, let's say you're writing about the day when you held your grandfather's hand. Okay. So you could say, you know, his hand was soft. That's fine. That's describing. Writers do that, but poets, man, please. His hand was as soft as a whisper. His hand was soft and brown like a paper bag holding my lunch. His hands were wrinkly like foil covering Sunday night's dinner. So when you bling, you take something so ordinary and you turn it into something incredible, just using your words. So it's part of blinging is really about caring. You care enough to make sure that I see what you saw as clearly as you saw it. So instead of saying I went to school, well, okay, that's fine. Thanks for sharing. How about I went to school where the desks were as tall as my hip and the chalkboard blew white chalk in my hair. How about I went back to school yesterday and my teacher stood in the doorway, her arms open for a real hug this time. Describing. It's a way y'all of showing love. First to yourself, right? Your first audience is always you, right? I don't write with my eyes closed. I'm writing for me. And then your second audience and your third and your 15th and your 2000th audience, those are your readers. And you want to describe, you want to bling so that they can feel with you. They can feel with you. Step four, hope I'm not going too fast. Step four, that's when you sing. That's when you read that piece out loud like you are eating a delicious Snickers bar. You are eating something so good, and every word is like another bite. You're just like, and you are singing it. You got your shoulders up. You are proud. You are so proud of yourself, your innovative, risk-taking self, your creative, courageous self. That's step four. That's singing. That's when you speak that piece like it's the best poem ever written. And who's going to tell you it's not? Huh? Who would dare tell you it's not the best poem ever written? It came from you, and you're the best. Let me see if I can sing a little something for you so you can see what I mean by singing. I got so many poems here. This one has a title. It's called Why All the Children on TV White. Miss Danley, why all the children on TV white? Spoken brown girl to brown woman. Brown woman wants to lie and say, well, sweetheart, not all the children on TV are white, just most of them. But brown girls don't understand most. And most in this case is really most enough to be all. So the brown woman considers saying nothing or laughing it off or lying to the brown eyes, asking for honesty and courage. The brown woman thinks of hushing the tiny mouth with the slap of silence or the swift change of subject. But the little eyes keep questioning and pausing for an answer. So the brown woman clears the blood of history from her throat and says, all children on TV are white because all children on TV are white because all children on TV are white because did you guys notice what I was doing? I really slowed it down, right? Part of singing is slowing it down. Because if you're rushing, if you're going really fast because you're nervous and you just want the thing to be over, I get it. Do you know how nervous I am? I had to take my jacket off. I'm sweating. My hands are leaking like a sink. That assembly again, right? But that's not your business that I'm nervous. And so I slow it down. And it calms me when I slow it down. And it calms you when I slow it down. Now you can feel the words. Now you can hear the words. Now we are no longer feeling alone. Now we are connected through the poetry. All because I slowed it down. That's a big part of singing, y'all. My goodness. I work in some schools, man, where I hear 100 poems and I don't hear one. Because everybody is going so fast. Slow it down. So I want to review the ring, fling, the bling, and the sing. Those are my 4 steps. That's how I go from, oh, I have an idea, or, oh, I have a feeling. I got to get this out of me. I got to write it down. That's how I go. Those 4 steps from that feeling to this, to actually speaking it to you. Oh, you can do it. You can do it. You got this. You got this. I have one last poem that I want to share with you. And as I share it, well, first of all, I want to say thank you because this time was special, right? Once my son got his bowl of cereal, got out of the way, went back downstairs for his roadblocks, and now it's me and you again. So special. Everything's so quiet, just being together with the poetry. Very special. I want to share this poem with you. It's called Superhero. Sorry about that. Daggone phone. It's called Superhero. I wrote it for me and all of the superheroes in my life. But as I speak it to you, I want you to think about the superheroes in your life, those people who have held your hand, those people who have whispered in your ear, everything's going to be okay. You're okay. And they were right. Those people who have fed you, those people who have peeked out of the curtain to make sure you made it home safely, those people who have hugged you, those teachers who have gotten up in the middle of the pandemic, put on masks to come and be with you. Those, those are your superheroes. Not the ones on TV, but the ones right in front of you. So, as I share this poem, I want you to think about those people and I want you to hold them in your heart with so much love and so much thankfulness. Thankfulness. The poem says, my husband and my husband's poet friends write lots and lots and lots of poems about superheroes. They write about the Black Panther, Superman, Batman, and the crowd loves it. The crowd is snapping, stomping their feet as if those poems are really good. Yeah, right. I got my own superhero poem. Ah, here it goes. Superhero number one, my Aunt Ruth. She had a beige church pocketbook that was magic. Dollars grew from it. Dollars that turned into my 2 college degrees, my final exam, midnight steak and cheese superhero. Number 2, my poodle Jocko. He looked like an afro sitting on the green grass of home. Jocko never stopped waiting on my school bus. Every day, 3:17 and a half p.m., there Jocko would be waiting for me, even when he got old, even when he got arthritic, even when he could no longer hold his pee. Jocko waited for me. Superhero number 3, my Uncle Claude. Uncle Claude has 9 fingers. He left one of them in the Navy. Bless his heart. Uncle Claude makes the best coconut pound cake in all of Atlanta, Georgia. Uncle Claude means it when he tells his wife Ernestine, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't never leaving me. You better put that bag down, woman. Been with you for 63 years. And you think you gonna walk out that door? Girl, please. I will drag a dirty blanket up beside you and sleep next to you no matter where you go. Superhero number 4. And that's me. Because when life taught me the lesson that I would have to raise my baby girl, burp her, feed her, all by myself. I bundled her up in the car seat, and together we escaped. I don't have no S on my chest, y'all. I don't need one. Because now my girl is 25. She says to me, Mama, we made it. Thank you, Mama. So all my poet friends, they can keep their little superheroes because I, Gayle Danley, am going to stay right here on the ground. Call me Wonder Woman. Hey, superheroes, raise your hands with me. Come on, raise them up. Raise them up. Because when you create, you innovate. When you write a poem, You are innovative. When you take a risk and you pull it out from here and write it down and sing it, child, please. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Thank you, superheroes. I love you.